In this video, we will show you how to create and assign an AppStack. Log into your App Volumes web manager, go in the Volumes tab and click on Create AppStack. Next, you need to provide a name for the AppStack and choose the proper template from the list if you have more than one. Then you click on Create. There's two choices you have at that point. You can either choose to wait for the completion of the creation of the AppStack, or you can perform the task in the background. Keep in mind that if you choose to wait for the completion of the creation of that AppStack, it might take a few minutes for those steps to complete. Once you're done, click on Create and wait. In our case, we'll wait for the creation of the AppStack. Next step, now that the AppStack is in unprovisioned mode, you need to choose a provisioning VM. So you click on Provision, and then you go look for a computer that fits the proper criteria. A virtual desktop that has the App Volume agent installed and is ready to be utilized to start the provisioning. Now that the AppStack is attached to my virtual desktop, we'll switch over to the virtual desktop to install the application. First, we wanted to show you in the settings of the virtual desktop the action that was taken by App Volumes Manager. If you go into Edit Settings, you can see that there's a new virtual disk that got attached to the virtual desktop, and that disk is called firefox.vmdk. Just cancel out of that, go back to your virtual desktop, and install the application. In our example, we installed the latest version of Firefox. We fast-forwarded over the installation of Firefox to save some time. Once you're done with the installation and the configuration of the software, you can click on OK. You can click again a yes, and then the App Volumes Manager will look at what's been installed. And at the end, you click on OK to reboot the virtual desktop. After the virtual desktop has rebooted and that you log back into it, you can see that you'll receive a message saying that the provisioning was successful, and you can go back to your App Volumes Manager and the Firefox AppStack will show as being complete, and you'll be able to assign it. You might have to do a refresh on the web page for the information to update. Now we're ready to assign the AppStack to either a virtual desktop, an OU, a group of users, or a computer. So in our case, we'll choose a user account. So we'll look for the administrator user account, find it in our domain, see that currently it's available, and we'll assign it. Two choices at that point. You can attach the AppStack at the next login or reboot, or you can attach the AppStack immediately. And if you choose to attach the AppStack immediately, you just want to make sure that that user is currently logged into a VM to have a successful attachment of the AppStack, which is the case in our example here. So we'll click on Assign, and we'll be able to see that the administrator user account will immediately receive the attachment of the Firefox AppStack. In our example, we had a view session running with the administrator currently logged into it. So if we go into vSphere and we look at the settings, you can see that there was a virtual disk called firefox.vmdk that was attached to that virtual desktop. So if we go back into a view session, we can now see that the Firefox application is attached to my view desktop. And that completes the creation and the assignment of an AppStack to a user. Thank you.